Okay, welcoming you to our chair yoga practice today for the care of Waldenstroms. And it's a very special day, Earth Day. We celebrate this on April 22nd every year. And I think it's great because it's an excuse to do things like grounding and enjoying nature and the things that are, they can be really nourishing for us in whatever state we're in. I want to share really briefly that I had a chat with a friend of mine who I've known for many, many years, and she turns 78. Today is her birthday. So I always think of her on Earth Day, and she's like the personification of Earth Goddess. You know, she has these amazing, strong hands, and I asked her, she's a gardener, I asked her, what are you looking forward to most about this gardening season? Because she usually has like a plant she's really excited about, and this year, she really surprised me. She just said something so graceful. She said, I'm really looking forward just to having my feet on the earth and the sky above my head and keeping my hands busy. I know that the plans I make will change as I'm making them. I don't know how things are going to turn out, but those are the things I'm looking forward to. And I just thought that was such a perfect response. I wanted to share it with you. So let's get started with a little bit of grounding. I'm going to take a peek down at my feet, and I'm going to plant those feet on the earth. I'm sitting up away from the back of my chair. Come on, you can do it with me. I know you can. A little bit more. There it is. I want to be a good receptor. I want to be a good vehicle for life force. So I'm in a better state to receive my breath when I'm in a more upright posture. So here I am with my feet on the earth, and I'm going to pick up my heels and pick up my toes and just rock my feet a little bit. So this could be a really simple exercise or motion you do, not only to help with things like peripheral neuropathy or arthritis in the feet and toes, but to help us ground. And by ground, I mean plug into earth energy so that we can help discharge all of the frenetic energy that is part of life, all the stressors in life. So I'm just going to let my feet rest now. And I'm going to take a hand on my heart and a hand on my belly. Or maybe just a hand on my belly or my hands in my lap. And I'm going to slowly soften my eyes or close them, whatever feels better. And with my feet on the earth and my seat in my chair, I'll begin to notice what it feels like for me to breathe. Noticing my breath. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Try repeating those words inwardly as you breathe. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. See if you could do a few rounds. And then we'll slowly begin to open the eyes. You might want to rub the hands together. This is for you, Catherine, warming up the hands. She's up in Minnesota where it's 40 degrees today. You might take your glasses off if you're wearing them, if you feel comfortable doing so. And I'm just going to take a moment to cup my palms over my eyes. Some of us stare at screens a lot of the day, so this is a great little breather. We can roll the eyes around. Lubricate the eyes. Maybe begin to bring awareness to the fact that our eyes can see well outside the central zone, right? So we're going to be working a little bit with peripheral vision today. So I might roll my eyes around and enjoy how far and wide my eyeballs can travel. And then I might begin to just let go of this exercise and smooth out my face, any areas where I collect tension, such as the brow or the jaws. Taking this time, as we do, for self-care, the whole person. Yoga is not just the physical postures, it's not just breathing, it's not just meditation, it's all of those things, plus this awareness we cultivate. Very good. And now I'll take those glasses back on if I prefer to wear them throughout the class. I could always try the class without my glasses. And I'll begin to, if you did the class without the glasses, we would see how that goes. I'm just going to tilt my head from side to side a few times, breathing into center. Breathing out to the other side. I'm still sitting up, away from the back of my chair. Right? Unless you're really tired today, you're managing issues in the back, I really like to cultivate that straight posture, that upright, stable posture. And we're working our core just by sitting here. Breathing in, breathing out. And I might come to center and interlace my fingers behind the base of my skull. I'm just going to push my head back into my hands a little bit. And then release. So I'm breathing in and pushing the head back into the hands a little bit and releasing. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. And then I might take the hands in front, same deal. I'm just pushing the head into the hands a little bit, turning on my neck muscles and releasing, pushing a little bit, releasing, breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. And then if there are any other ways you'd like to care for the head and neck, maybe you want to do some circles. So breathing in, I know I'm breathing in, is from the book Breathe You Are Alive by Thich Nhat Hanh. And I was reading this book earlier today and just soaking up some of the resplendent wisdom of this man. And I'll share a little bit more in a while. So let's go ahead and I'm going to start right away today with some foot and leg exercises. So when we're looking to ground, if we're somebody who experiences a lot of anxiety or we're feeling really scattered, or we know we just need to find stable ground, working with the lower part of the body can be a good way to go about it. So I'm going to start just by lifting my right leg out, and I will see how it would feel to press and release a few times. So I'm just flexing and pointing my right foot a couple times, and then I'll switch sides, lifting the left leg out, flexing and pointing, flexing and pointing. All right, now I'm going to lift that right leg up, and I'm going to make a circle with my toes. Maybe I'm tracing the letter O. So working with the feet, the legs, every day if I have peripheral neuropathy. Moving the other direction with my O, my circle. And then switching sides, lifting the left leg up and circling in one direction. And the other. All right, I'm going to pick up my heels and then pick up my toes. So I'm rocking my feet again. And I can always do this if I find myself throughout the day feeling scattered or anxious. I can just do this little rocking motion and let the feet rest for a moment, feeling the imprint of the feet on the earth. I'm going to grab my chair here and I'm just going to start stamping my feet, little pitter patter of my feet. And it doesn't have to be as fast as I'm going. Maybe you want to make a sound, so you can hear that in your body. You got it, Allison, beautiful. And then we're relaxing, resting for a moment, taking a breath together. Breathing in through the nose, I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. All right, taking a little bit of a wider stance. I'm still sitting up away from my chair here. And how far and how wide you want to go is totally up to you. It could be a lot less than mine. I'm going to take a circle of my torso, circling in one direction. Could be a small circle, could be a large circle. Coming back the other direction. And slowly coming back to center. Holding onto my chair, I'm going to step my feet in and step my feet out. Feeling the strength of my core. I'm stepping my feet in and out at whatever pace feels good to me and however high I want to or low I want to. Stepping in, stepping out, kind of lubricating the hip joints here and strengthening the core. And the next time I step out, I'm going to stay out. See how it would feel to lift the right arm up. And I'm reaching over to the left and taking a big breath, stretching the right side of my body and coming back to center. Lifting that left arm up, stretching to the right side, filling up the whole left side of my body with my breath and coming back to center and flowing at your own pace. Right side, reach. Exhaling to center. Inhale, left side, lift. Exhaling to center, moving at your own pace. Maybe you even close your eyes for the moment and really feel, instead of a bending of the side, more of a reaching and lifting. And if you have shoulder issues, you could modify this. Keep the arms a little lower or rest the hand on the hip. We're going to take one more cycle, one more on each side. Beautiful. Coming back to center, I'm going to bring both arms out to the sides like a cactus. My feet are on the earth. I'm going to pick up my heels, pick up my toes, and I'm rocking my feet again. And then I'll root down through both feet. Imagine roots going down into the earth through both feet, through your seat. And here I am in our seated goddess pose. And I'm going to move my mind to my lower abdomen and really feel the strength there. And as I breathe in, I might lift the heart. Breathe out. One more breath. Good, and then we're going to give ourselves a hug. Doesn't matter which arm is on top as you give yourself that hug. And then we can open the arms back out. And we'll squeeze the forearms together, palms and forearms touching. Inhaling, opening, heart lifts. Exhale, squeeze. Breathing in, opening wide. Breathing out, squeezing, maybe a little pressure there. And we'll do one more. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Give yourself a hug with the opposite arm on top. Tuck the chin. Take a few breaths here. Good. And then I'm releasing and bringing my arms back out to the sides. I want to walk both feet in, and I'll walk the arms in. And now I'm going to ask you to put on your thinking cap and walk opposite arm and opposite leg out. Opposite arm, opposite leg out. Opposites in. Opposites in. Walking out opposites and walking in opposites. And I'm kind of tuning in to my peripheral vision and everything in the room around me. And I'm just letting this flow. If I'm kind of flubbing it a little bit, that's totally fine. I can correct midstream. Breathing in, breathing out. That core is solid, that core is stable. Right, one more on each side and have a little laugh at yourself if this isn't going so well. All right, and then I'm going to step everything out and give myself another hug for showing up today and taking care of myself. All right, releasing that. Let's go ahead and lift up the heels and lift up the toes and slowly, slowly walk your feet back to center. And I'm going to lift my I'm going to hold on to my chair, lift my right leg out. And I might bring my right hand to my right thigh, push down into the leg, and see if I can push the leg up into the hand. Big breath. And release. Switch sides. Lifting that left leg up, pushing the hand down into the leg, and seeing if I can lift the leg up into the hand. And release down. It's really getting me to strengthen. So I do one more on each side. Lifting, pushing, and releasing. Lifting, pushing, and releasing. Beautiful. Once again, I'm at the edge of my chair. Maybe I have kind of started to wiggle back. I want to keep reminding you to come to the edge today. And we're going to lift both arms out to the sides again, this time with a narrow stance. And my mind is at my core. I'm going to slowly bring my whole torso to the right, twisting to the right, coming back to center, inhaling. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. And last one, exhale to the left. Inhale, center. And you can bring the arms down for a moment. And we'll do some of our usual things that we do with the upper arm. So I'm going to bring my right arm out to the right with the palms facing up and the fingertips pointing back towards my face. So I'm getting a really big wrist stretch here. I'm going to see how wide I can make my fingers. So much space between my fingers. And then I'll curl my fist around my thumb and drop my knuckles down, down, down. Let's do two more like that. Inhale, lift and spread. Exhale, knuckles down around the thumb. And one more like that. Really nice. Do what you can. And then I'll release that arm down and just notice for a moment the difference between your right and your left sides. And then we'll switch sides. So that left arm coming out to the left, lots of space in the fingers. I'm tipping my fingers back towards my face. I'm getting a really big wrist stretch. And then I'll make a fist around my thumb and drop the knuckles down. Good. Breathing in, lifting, spreading the fingers. Breathing out, knuckles down. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Good. Releasing that down, I will lift my right arm out to the right again. And this time I'm going to tilt my left ear to my left shoulder and make some circles with my palm. And with my peripheral vision, I'm noticing what I can and cannot see here of my right arm's movement. And that palm can move down little by little. So I'm noticing what I can see, palm moving down. And eventually I'm going to tuck that arm behind my back or rest my hand on my hip. And I'm going to spin my chin down. So I'm peeking at my left shoulder, taking a breath in. I am breathing in. Breathing out. I know I am breathing out. Softening both shoulders. Feeling that vital flow of energy throughout my body. And then we'll do all of that on the other side. So left arm to the left, tilting my right ear to the right, beginning to circle my palm and notice with my peripheral vision what I can see of this left hand, circling downward, ever downward, little by little, moving that arm down and behind the back. Or hand on the hip. We're tilting the chin down or spinning the chin to the right shoulder and taking a few easy breaths in and out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. All right. And then let's go ahead and make one more movement before we come to possibly stand, if that's in your practice today. I'm going to bring my arms out to the sides, lift my heart, and arch my back. So I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together. Maybe my chin is lifting. And then as I exhale, I'm going to bring my arms in front, interlacing my fingers, and just pulling the arms away from my body a little bit. Very subtle movement here, only the shoulder blades moving. Breathing in, arms wide, coming back, push the chest and heart up. Exhaling, interlacing, pulling the arms away from the body. And we'll take one more like that. Opening and closing. Good. And then I'll go ahead and push my palms away from my body, juicing up the fingers. And then I'll just roll my wrists in an infinity pattern, an 8 on its side, just rolling my wrists. Maybe I want to shake my hands out. And now I'm going to go for a walk, opposite arm, opposite leg, away from the back of the chair. So caring for your own energy today. If you're feeling like it's a kind of a yellow light, almost a red light day, very low energy, right? You might sit and breathe. If you're feeling like I am on a green light, I might stand up and do this in a standing. We will stand in a moment. But you're always encouraged to do what feels right for you. I don't know what that is. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Right? And if you want to make it even more challenging, you can make it a cross crawl. The elbow towards the knee. Little tiny twist. Elbow towards the knee. Doesn't have to touch. Don't forget to breathe. Got it. And then we'll come back and take a couple breaths. Determine whether you're going to be standing today, or if you're already standing, you could take a couple breaths as well. And then I'm just going to very mindfully transition to my standing pose if that is what is in my practice today, and I might take a moment to take a little sip of water. All right, coming to your standing posture here on Earth Day. I'm going to get started with, you guessed it, my feet. I'm taking a peek down, and I'm going to invite, each toe is going to get its own separate invitation to lift and spread. I'm going to see who decides to come to the party, and then I'll dig my toes back down. Maybe not all of them are coming to my toe yoga party. Lifting, spreading, and digging back down. You could hold onto the chair for this if need be. You could do this in a seated posture, right? So lifting, spreading the toes, digging them back down. And I might take one more like that. You've got it, Susan. Beautiful. And then whether you're seated or standing, you can come up onto your tiptoes and release down. Breathing in, coming up. Maybe it's one, maybe it's both arms want to come. I'm breathing in, floating my way up. Breathing out, floating my way down. And again, I'm inviting you to use your peripheral vision. So I'm seeing this whole room all around me. If I'm lifting my arm or arms, can I see my arms? And I'm also aware of the floor underneath me. Very good. Maybe it's a short little float or flutter. One more like that. Beautiful. I'm going to bend my knees, bring my hips back, pull my belly towards my spine, and lift both arms out in front of me in my chair pose. And I'm really sending these roots down by pushing my feet away isometrically. So I've turned on my glute muscles, and I can feel this incredibly strong anchor to the earth, my muscles. I'm going to breathe in and straighten the knees, lift the arms up. As I breathe out, I'm going to sink back down into that chair pose. Breathing in, lifting up. Breathing out, sinking down. Remember, hips are back. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, sinking down and back. And let's do one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink down. Weight is in the heels. I'm pushing those feet away. My belly's towards my spine. One more breath. And then let's come out of it. And whether you're seated or standing, walking it out. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Feeling this tether to the earth with the sky above me. My hands are busy. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Maybe you want to go a little slower and lift the leg a little higher for challenge your balance. The slower you go, kind of the harder it is. In some ways. Got it, Greg? All right. And then I might kind of freeze, 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 freeze. You got it, freeze. Two more. Really nice. And then let's take a downward dog. So I'm going to either take a forward fold if I'm seated without rounding my back, or I'm going to take a few steps back. Hands on my chair or countertop. However I like to do this, I'm going to keep my head lifted if I have glaucoma or vertigo. And I like to feel some stretching in the backs of my legs. Breathing in. I know I am breathing in. Breathing out. I know I am breathing out. Coming up nice and slow, we'll step the right foot forward. And that back foot will be at a little bit of an angle. So my right foot forward, left foot back. Nice wide foundation so you can walk that right foot to the right. And my torso is upright. I'm going to squeeze my left glute. So I'm really stabilized here. And then I might bring my hands to heart center or keep one hand on the chair, depending on how I'm feeling, balance-wise. Breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out. I know I am breathing out. You got it, Doug. And then we'll slowly make our way out of this into a shorter stance with both legs straight. I still have my right foot forward. And I'm going to take a bow so that the forearms are resting on the back of my chair. I'm going to tuck my chin. Both legs are working and active, so I've lifted my kneecaps. I'm going down as far as feels good to me. You got it. Very nice. One more breath. And then we're making our way up and stepping that left foot forward and bringing the right foot back at an angle and bending into the left knee, torso upright. Squeezing the right glute muscle so your foundation of your warrior one pose is strong and steady. And then determining whether you want to take the hands or hand to heart center and finding your breath and knowing that you are breathing. And then you're ready to come out of your warrior one. We're simply shortening the stance, straightening both legs and taking a bow with the belly pulled towards the spine to protect the low back. You've got it, Betty Ann. Both legs are strong here, so my kneecaps are lifting. And I only have to go as far as feels good to me. There is no end destination with this pose. Finding my breath. And slowly making my way back up. And taking a moment to take a sip of water if I like. We're going to be rolling out our imaginary balance beams. If you're seated, I would really like you to see this and try this in your mind's eye. So I'm going to start with my feet together. And before I do anything, I'm going to kind of bring my hands down and wave them around so I can notice where my field of vision begins and ends on the bottom, at the base. So I'm aware of this peripheral vision at the base underneath me. And then I'll bring my arms out to the sides and I'm going to walk heel to toe, with a relaxedness and unhurriedness. And of course, you can always do this in a different way if this doesn't feel stable to you. Extra challenge to walk backwards heel to toe. And if you're wobbling, that's great. You are finding your edge, the place where we can improve. Walking forward, walking back. You've got it. And I might do that a few times, making sure there's nothing underneath me I'm going to trip over. Right? Using that peripheral vision. And the next time I come to the front, I'm going to stay there. And I'm going to bring my feet back together. I'll bring my arms either out to the sides or all the way up. And here I am. I'm just a tuning fork here, rooting down through my feet, reaching up into the heavens. This divine vehicle that is me, my human container here. And I'm breathing in. Maybe the fingers get a little higher, and as I breathe out, my shoulders are really relaxing. One more big breath. And then releasing those arms down and taking a little wider stance. I'm just going to swing my arms from side to side. Let this be really loose. And I'm excited. I've been working on some new moves for our cardio flow on Friday. So be sure to visit that class. We're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff. This is one of the moves. We're punching it and we're pulling it in. Anyway, just a little preview. All right, and then I'm throwing it away, throwing it away, throwing it away. All right. I like that one, James. Yes, let's add that. Definitely. I'm going forward. I'm going backwards. Oh, that's a good one. Why didn't I think of that? Oh, and then Marty's added a little something. She's moving within this. She's making it really hard. Forward and backward. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And it's so funny, Joe, because you have a fan above you, but it looks like you're doing a punching bag from on your monitor. All right, I'm letting go of that. Wow, that's a good one. And I'm just going to cross my arms across my chest, one on top and then the other on top. So I'm really stretching out my upper body. And then let's take our last standing pose, a balance pose. So you can either practice standing on one leg, flamingo pose, or you can practice tree pose. And the difference is in one shape, our leg will just be lifted and hugged in, and in the tree pose, our leg will be lifted and the hip opened. So you can just sort of determine what feels best for you. I'm taking a little bendy bounce. I'm going to put the weight in the right leg to begin. Pick up my left heel, and maybe I open the knee to the side, or maybe I keep the leg hugged in. Either one is fine. I'm zipping up my core, and I still have that awareness of the base of my peripheral vision. And I'm just going to let this balance pose be what it is today. Maybe it's arms to the sides, maybe it's hands to heart center, maybe it's crane hands out to the sides, a la Rami Rones with our Tai Chi class. And then I'm going to relax out of this and maybe kick out that right leg and switch it up, bringing a little soft bend to my left knee, pouring the weight there, picking up the right leg. Maybe you open the knee to the side, maybe you don't. Zipping up my core. I love it, Catherine. And I'm finding my standing leg balance of du jour, whatever that might be today. Encouraging myself to wobble within this shape. Big breaths, you got it. And then relaxing, releasing out of it, kicking out of it. And we will come to sit. So coming to sit mindfully. Once again, we're going to be practicing at the edge of the chair, especially important for this shape. So I'll be crossing my right ankle over my left knee. Maybe you could modify this if you've got stuff going on. And I'm going to take a moment to tap the bottom of my right foot, encouraging circulation, kind of waking up the bottom of my foot. And then I might like to massage the bottom of my foot. Grab onto the shin or knee or wherever feels good, and I'm just leaning forward ever so gently till I feel the amount of stretch that feels right to me. And that could be that I'm not even doing this. If it puts too much pressure on the knee, I could skip it. But I'm going to soften here, soften my shoulders. Breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. And we can sit up now, cross that knee over. So I still have the right leg on top of the left, knees nestling. And take my attention to my core area and really using those core muscles, I'm going to twist to the right, allowing my hands to rest in support of the twist. As I breathe in, I'm feeling the length in my spine. As I breathe out, I might deepen my twist just a little tiny bit. Good. One more breath. Relaxing back to center. And switching sides. Left ankle over the right knee. This side could feel different. I'm looking to have a straight spine with this. So if you're having issues with osteoporosis, osteopenia, we want to steer clear of rounding the back. But tapping that bottom of that foot. Hello, foot. Thank you for everything you do. I barely even notice you, and here you are every day, carrying me miles and miles at a time, right, Gordon? Well, I'm thinking about Gordon. Gordon did a 10K over the weekend. It's quite an achievement, so I can't wait to hear about that. Let's grab onto the shin, reach the heart forward, and soften where you can soften. We're looking to feel this in the outside of the left hip or left buttock. And we don't have to go very far before we feel that sensation, am I right? When you're ready to move out of it, you could sit up and just cross the left knee over the right. We're using the core muscles, twisting to the left. Peeking over that left shoulder. Inhaling tall, exhaling twist. And then relaxing back to center and taking one last big stretch. Any other movements the body's asking for. And then we can close with just a very short meditation. So find a way to sit or relax, and you are finally allowed to come to the back of the seat, right? Go ahead and get yourself into a comfortable posture. You might want to close the eyes or take the glasses off. With my feet on the earth and my head lifting into the heavens, I can envision my body as like a mountain. The base of my mountain is stable, strong. The top of my mountain is airy and light. As I breathe in, I'm breathing up the mountain. As I breathe out, I'm slowly descending the mountain. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Picturing myself as strong as a mountain, as clear as a mountain, and envisioning all of the other mountains in my mountaintop range. That is this community of wonderful Walden friends. And if it's in your practice, you can join me with the hands at heart center, and we'll close our class with the sound of Om, followed by 3 shantis for peace. The word shanti means peace in Sanskrit. Breathing in, just listening or joining in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And thanking you so much for your practice today, friends. Namaste.